Hey, David. Dude, what are you doing? You ready for the mod?
Oh, yeah.
Dude, what's going on?
Oh, nothing. I'm
Dude,
just,
are you crying?
you know, I am. Today, I'm here to talk about an update with the company that just wanted to, oh man, this is tough. Basically, we're not doing mods anymore, all right? And basically, it's because of this trailer right here. We've been known for doing mods for years, and now there's nothing for us to do anymore. I don't know where we're gonna go from here.
Wait, so mods are just done? No more?
Oh no, we're still doing mods, of course. Like, there's no way we'll get rid of that. The stock pause 19.4. I just killed off 5 really big mods we've historically done in the past. And today we're actually gonna go over those. So you can kind of see manufacturers that ROA is working with are elevating their game. Historically, we've worked with ones that put cheaper components in to start off. This construction might have been better than most things in the US, but as we've worked with more and more manufacturers, we've chosen better partners that have also had the sense of improvement in mind. The reason we started doing mods isn't because we wanted to offer like the Jeep experience where, okay, everyone wants to customize, you know, make it unique to themselves. We started doing it because it was a necessity to make the trailers as high of quality as we expected them to be. With a lot of our partners now, with Pause and some of our other manufacturers, they've really elevated the bar of what the trailers offer from the factory before it even gets to ROA. More of the mods we're doing today isn't to improve the trailer, it's actually to get it unique to that sense of, okay, you know, there might be other reboots on the road, but man, it would be really great if I could, you know, get this installed or do this one thing to really specialize it to myself and my needs. That's really our focus on mods. So today we're gonna go over 5 things that this reboot eliminated off of really common, popular upgrades that we've done in the past. All right, number 1. Historically, most of our trailers have had fully articulating hitches, but some of them just weren't that great. Now, don't get me wrong, any articulating hitch is better than no articulating hitch when it comes to off-road trailers. However, we've upgraded a lot of articulating hitches in the past. Just some of them were hard to hook up, maybe didn't stand up as well over time. So we would upgrade to either the Mick hitch, eventually the Cruise Master, DO35 or DO45. And don't get me wrong, those two we still really love. We're still installing those today. We have other manufacturers that come with those, and they're fantastic hitches. But the problem with those is you do need a different truck side component that is completely unique to your trailer. Now, what MORAD and Pause have done is come out with this really incredible fully articulating hitch with the 2 5/16 ball. It's the first in the US, second ever, but the first to be able to handle a trailer of this size. And so the whole assembly is rated for 10,000 pounds. The actual ball itself is rated for 21,000 pounds. So you're not gonna come near that with this trailer, even when you have it fully loaded, fully topped off with water and propane and all of your personal items. So just a really heavy duty hitch. And now you're eliminating the component of, we don't have the truck side end. And while those other hitches do come with those, you may already have an adjustable hitch that you want to use. If you already have a 2 5/16 ball, might as well use that. So it's just really cool, more standard, especially here in the US to use, and it's not impeding upon your off-road, off-grid capabilities. Number 2, batteries. Every off-road, off-grid camper needs them, especially if you're trying to increase the longevity of your off-grid time. So a lot of our original manufacturers came with AGM or gel batteries. And so a very popular upgrade was to upgrade them to lithium. Additionally, even if trailers came with lithium already, or if they didn't, we would upgrade them to a larger battery bank. In some cases, the batteries actually used to be more susceptible to the cold weather temperatures. And we've actually relocated where the battery bank has been, along with, you know, sometimes upgrading lithium, kind of mix and matching those 3 upgrades. What's really cool about the Pause is even if you get the lowest solar / battery package, it still comes with 1 Battle-Born lithium battery, 270 amp hour. But you can also get it with 2, or you can max it out like this unit has and get all 4. So in total, you have over 1,000 amp hours of battery if you get the full package. And this exceeds a lot of our upgrades in the past. Whether we've relocated or expanded battery banks, most of the time we've never been able to exceed this. So the fact that you can order this straight from the manufacturer and get this the day of your pickup and have its own dedicated space, it's fantastic. So with them being within the main box, as long as you have the heater on inside your living space, it's going to keep these batteries warm as well. So there's no cold weather camping concerns when it comes to this. Just overall, a really fantastic placement, and just another thing that is eliminating the need to try to improve the trailers because they're already so great. Okay, so number 3, something we would actually upgrade lithium batteries to a lot was anyone wanting to get their ACs wired to run off grid, because the higher the battery bank and the better power output from the lithium batteries will just better utilized for doing so with those mods. Additionally, we've also swapped out ACs in the past and installed quieter ones, we've installed better ones, higher output, and we've installed ones with built-in dehumidifiers. That used to be a very common thing we used to do between either turning an existing AC that may only run off of shore power to be able to run off the batteries, or completely swapping out the AC and having a better one overall. However, here with the Reboot, you can either option it with the stock AC, which has a heat pump in it. Otherwise, it does run off grid. The upgrade you can actually get is the Truma Aventa AC. And this AC works incredibly well. It's also wired to run off grid and has the built-in dehumidifiers. Pretty much everything that we were doing with our mods in the past is already an option that you can get just straight from the factory from POS. And now, as the quality of our manufacturers have improved and everyone that we've worked with, the need for doing so really isn't there as much. So again, whether you get the Truma or the stock AC, it does give you the ability to run it off grid, which that alone is fantastic. And that leads us to number 4, which is the inverter. With most ACs, you're gonna need an inverter to actually be able to run the AC off grid, but it's used for so much more than that. Everything that's gonna be 110 volt on your camper, you're gonna need the inverter to use it when you're off grid. So essentially inverting it from the battery 12 volt to the usable 110 volt from your plugs. This is a 3000 watt Victron inverter. This is something that we have installed in the past on other units that either didn't come with a inverter or had a less efficient one. In the early days, we had some that only came with 1000 watt inverters. Especially for a unit of this size or something similar, that just really isn't substantial or enough for your probable usage. Just to kind of put it into perspective, the 3000 watts is the total it can invert at any given time. If you have an induction cooktop you want to plug in, that's usually about 15 to 1800 watts. A hair dryer, that's about 2000 watts on its own. If you have a Starlink of any kind, having a larger inverter is also very useful because the power supply is 110 volt to your router. That means you need an inverter and the inverter to be running to be able to use your internet off of the Starlink. Each version that Starlink has come out with has actually used a little bit more power for each new edition, and that may continue. They may find a way to dial it back with newer versions, who knows? But either way, if you want continuous internet, you need continuous wattage inversion. And so having a larger inverter is going to allow you to do that while you're running other components as well. And if you want to see some of our Starlink upgrades, we've actually done a couple videos of them already. Go ahead and check out the links down below. Victron is a very recognized high quality brand that we've been working with for a while. So the fact that POS included in all of their trailers, including here on the Reboot, is just fantastic. Finally, number 5, every RV, non-exclusive to off-road RVs, you'll usually have an exhaust fan. But if you look at most of these fans, they usually have a fan that's really small and it takes up only a small portion of the entire opening in your roof. And from our experience, those don't really work very well. A lot of our early manufacturers had something similar, if not a slightly larger blade, but that didn't really help with the exhaust. And so what we ended up finding is the Max Air fan. And the Max Air fan, the pros of getting it over those stock ones is the blade fills up the entire opening of the cutout in your roof. So you're getting as much exhaust or intake as possible. Additionally, there's different fan speeds that you could set it at. So if you only wanted to exhaust at a low setting, which is what we're at right now, but if you first get to your campsite and it's really hot inside your trailer and you want to exhaust that out, You can put on your highest setting, go ahead and really increase the rate at what the hot air is going to be pulled out of your trailer. The third really big thing with the Max Air is we're installing it with the rain cover guard, which meant you could essentially use it even when it was raining. It would still open up and still have access to the outside air, but it was covered in a way that even if it was raining, no rain would get inside. And a lot of those stock fans really didn't protect you at all if it started raining. So if you go and get a Reboot, no matter what model, this is optional to get in your bathroom. And it has, 3 different fan speeds, it's protected in the rain, and it has the full blade filling up the max space provided. So just a really cool option that, again, is eliminating the need for us to install anything, swap out anything, and makes it overall a better experience for us and for you guys. So I hope you enjoyed this list of the top 5 things that the Pause Reboot options have kind of eliminated from our lineup of modifications. Nothing to be sad about though, because we do have other manufacturers, different layouts, different components. So some of these mods, if they don't already have something similar, something we can continue to do for you. So at this point, we have fantastic manufacturers we're working with that are raising the bar for themselves, which in return raises the bar for us. Because of that, we're finding better options to make it more unique to you. So if you are interested in any of these mods, if you're not getting a Reboot, or if you are getting a Reboot and you just want more information on some of these options that Pause offers, reach out to your sales coach or your service advisor, and we can go ahead and get you on the road and get you Roma ready.